Good morning. Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We're here in Fredrick, Colorado, about 25 miles north of Denver. Today it's my privilege to show you a recent acquisition we just got here. This is a 2014 Newmar King Aire model 4593. This is an absolutely gorgeous coach, and any of you that know Newmar know this is their top of the line. This is where it all peaks for Newmar right here, the King Aire. So a couple of quick stats on this one here for you. This is on the Spartin K3 chassis, and it does have the 15-liter Cummins 600 horse engine that has 1,950 foot-pounds of torque. So this thing runs fantastic. It just scoots along like nobody's business. This is a total of 44 foot 11 inches in length, hence the 45 model. It is 8 foot 5.5 inches wide. Well, 8 foot 6 is the maximum, so we got you within a ½ inch right there. It is a height of 13 foot 4 inches, has an interior height of 7 feet, which is really nice. This will carry 200 gallons of fuel on board. The other tank capacities are 140 gallons of fresh, 80 gallons of gray, 60 gallons of black. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this right here. Being the top of the line, there's a lot of features on this thing that come exclusively on the King Aire. And I'll touch upon as many of those as I can. But first of all, let's take a look at the magnificent paint job on this thing. This thing had to have been stored indoors, I would imagine, most of its life, because there's no fading on this anywhere. We have a nice set of Michelin tires on there right now. We have dual fuel fill for that 200 gallon capacity, so you can get it from either side. This one came equipped with the outdoor refrigerator freezer for extra storage space there. Depending on your setting, you can have it as a refrigerator or a freezer. And this one is also opted in with the Roadwave RV pressure washer system. So that reel will reach all the way around this thing, so you can spray the thing off with your own water that you have on board here. Now, these first two compartments, they have motorized storage trays. So you can just stand back out here and do this out either side on these two. Much larger tray on this side over here. And the previous owner recently replaced the air conditioner shroud on one of the three 15,000 BTU air conditioners up there. So this is also on a power slide. And then over here, this is a half tray. So this one is manually operated, which will pull all the way out. And you can see your central vacuum cleaner system in here, which I'll hopefully point out when we get in there. It also has the sweep in dustpan feature, which is super nice to have. All right, this compartment right here is very shallow, able to put some pegboard, or rather some peg hooks on there so you can hang things if you like. But in behind there is where your holding tanks are. So that's removable by the service department, so they can get in and access those tanks quite easily if they need to. All the way around this thing, it does have the Alcoa aluminum wheels with the Dura-Bright finish. Now, those of you that have watched my videos in the past, I've done coaches that are, you know, all the way up to brand new today, and I always make mention of the Dura-Bright, because even on a brand new unit, I like to make mention to the fact that that is always going to be shiny and bright and good looking like that. It's not going to fade, corrode, dull like the older style Alcoa wheels would. As you can see right here on this 2014, they still look absolutely fantastic. So that's a good testament to the Dura-Bright right there. Really love that. Back over here, we do have our DEF reservoir on that side. We've got a couple of fairly new starting batteries in this one right now. Those are the 31 series Alliance batteries, and easy access on this K3 Spartin chassis to access your filters and your vapor separator. Now, when you look at back here on the back and you want to take a look at that engine, I can deploy this lever right here, and you will see that that's very easy opening in that regard. So my air's a little low right now. Been playing with stuff. There's that 15-liter Cummins engine right there, and what a powerhouse. My gosh, this thing is so nice. Very smooth, powerful, and quiet. Powerful, quiet, and smooth. Going down the road, you can't hear this thing at all, and you've got great acceleration with this. I really love this 15-liter engine. Down below that, we have a 15,000-pound hitch capacity on this, and we've also got the connection down there for trailer towing, all of your lights, and the Air Force One airline back there, so you can tow your vehicle with the latest updated air systems. Now, this does have the side draft radiator, of course, and as many of you have heard me mention in the past, the side draft radiator actually cools down 30% better than a rear draft radiator. And that's really the only way you can get that 15,000-pound tow capacity. With a rear draft there, you're going to be limited to 10 or 12. All right, this does have designated sewer hose storage over here. And as we move forward, on the other side, you know, I do have the two Nova 2 Girard awnings deployed right now. And those are great because they're a 10-foot span right there, 5 foot out, 5 foot angled down. So it's the deepest deployment of awnings nowadays. Still using the same awnings today, so they're tried and true. The Girards are just absolutely the best anywhere. What I didn't put out on the other side was the window awning, because it would have been redundant having, you know, the Nova awnings out and the window awnings. But this does have power window awnings all the way around. So very easy push button from inside, and you can deploy those as well. There's docking lights all the way around this thing, so you can see what's going on at night with the flip of a switch. Now let's talk about the wet bay here. Moving from left to right, the first thing that's really nice on this is the manifold system. So as you can see there, you've got blue dials on the top, red dials on the bottom. That is obviously hot and cold water. Now, for example, we go up to the top, and let's go 3 over. So the washing machine and the lavatory, if you have a leak on the hot or cold side, you can stop the flow to that and still continue to use the rest of the system. And of course, that's true all the way across the board there. So you can stop any flow to any fixture in the thing on the hot or cold side. Really nice. Right below that, you do have the power hose reel. That's going to help you hook up to the campsite for city water. And of course, power retract on that. Right below that, you see the little grommet that's built in down on the bottom. Actually, there's 2 on this one because we also have a setup here for our draining system. But that's really nice. You can have everything hooked up at the campsite and still have your door closed. Aesthetically, it's going to look very nice right there. Now back up to the top, moving across, we do have a water tap. So you carry a short water hose with you, you can use that to spray outside over here. And we have black tank and gray tank rinse outs on this thing. So, you know, it's pretty standard to have a black tank rinse for obvious reasons, but you know, gray tanks can get a little crummy too, and sometimes they need a little help. So there it is. You can do both tanks on this one. As we move to the right, we do have a monitor panel out here, so it's going to constantly tell us what our levels are. Obviously, everything's zeroed right now. And then below that is the switch for the SaniCon system. Now, looking straight down, you see a large sewer hose connected to this thing, but then you also see that 1-inch black hose right there. That's part of the Sanacon system, which is a macerator pump. So it will grind up your waste off the black tank and send that out wherever you want to go. The nice thing about that is at the very end there, you could actually connect another garden hose to this. And this RV Sanacon is great. You can actually pump 100 feet away with this if need be. So really opens up a lot of possibilities for you. You may be in a situation where you can't reach the dump, or you want to leave the unit in place and have this dump take place a long distance away from you. It makes it very easy to do so. To the right of that, we've got the freshwater tank fill. And many of you have heard me talk about this. When we're hooked up to city water, if you'd like to top off your tank, you can turn that to the upper position where it is right now, and that will automatically fill that 140 gallons of water into your tank, and then turn it to the right for city supply, which would be your standard setup for campgrounds and stuff. But then you're starting off on your way with a full tank of water and ready to go. To the right of that, of course, we've got our outside shower with hot and cold running water and low point drains if you want to drain off the entire system. Now, right below that, the final thing is that clear hose that you see right there. And that is so that you can winterize this unit yourself in a matter of minutes for the cost of just a few gallons of antifreeze. I am a big fan of that, because now in the wintertime, especially here in Colorado or any of the cold northern states, you don't have to take this thing, bring it in, wait for it, spend a fortune on winterizing. Here you can learn how to do it yourself, fast and easy and inexpensive. Okay, so as we move forward, there's our 50 amp cord, again on a power reel, again with the grommet down below so that door can stay closed when you're hooked up at the campground. And to the left of that, you see the little white hatch, looks like a patio outlet. That's where you can hook up to cable TV at the campground, or if you wanted to have a separate satellite system sitting outside, portable, you can do that as well. But this unit does have satellite up on top already with automatic search feature, and it is set up for Dish Network, which I am a big fan of. Dish Network, you can call them up and say, hey, I'm using my motorhome the entire month of September, and you can pay for the month of September. You don't have to have it enacted the entire year like you do with DirecTV. On the Oasis system right here, so the Oasis system, that hydronic heating module, is basically a big vessel full of glycol that circulates around the entire perimeter on the inside. So you can have zone heating on this thing, fore and aft. And then also the Oasis is really impressive because you actually get heat from the engine, so you don't have to have that enabled or turned on going down the road. It's going to be hot all the time right there, which is nice because, hey, some people even like to take a shower going down the road. Well, you'll have unlimited hot water in doing so. So very nice there. As we move up this way, you can see we've got the other side of our slide trays. There's a CB antenna on that one right there. The previous owner here did have a CB installed. I'll point that out when we look at the dash. And we have two 2800 watt inverters on this. So when those are turned on, we can actually have AC power in the coach at a lot of different points and run a couple air conditioners going down the road, essentially for free. Now this option up here, this is pretty cool. We have 16 6-volt batteries on this thing. We have got a lot of reserve capacity. I'd love to give you the number on that, but I just can't count that high. That is a ton of power on this thing. All right, so that being said, if you guys would kind of look at the angle right here for me, I want to show you how inside the chassis electrical compartment here, I can deploy, oh, I've got the key on inside. This has a 12,500 watt generator. Let me just turn that on real quick because I want to show you this. Please. All right. This is really nice right here. Hydraulic actuated slide, very smooth operation right there. That 12,500 watt generator is running right now. Extremely quiet. When you look in there, you'll see the hour meter. This has 1,362 hours on it. So it's very fresh. I've seen a lot of these approaching 20,000 hours and they still just run fantastic. Nice and smooth. Very reliable generator. Okay, let's take a look inside. This is a triple slide, bath and a half floor plan. And I'm gonna move all the way to the back. I wanna show you the master bath on this is extremely impressive. With our opposing slides, obviously we've got lots of space in here. There's the king bed. It's got a new mattress on it. Hasn't been taken, the plastic hasn't come off yet. Slight step up back here in the aft portion of the master bath, just for room for that big 15-liter engine back there. Over on this side, in our cedar line compartment right here, we've got hanging all the way around on both sides. There's a safe built in here. There's shoe storage across the back. There is the owner's manual with all the books and everything are down there. And this is a really nice little fold-out coffee table. If you so desire, you can set that up in front of the sofa over there. And over here, we've got more storage. These are adjustable shelves in here. If you need more hanging, you can remove or just drop down any of these so you can have more hanging across there. But the hanging feature in this thing is immense. There's a lot of space in here. We do have the Whirlpool stackable washer dryer set up. Huge linen closet, again with adjustable shelves in this. All right, so we've got the electric push button activated porcelain toilet in here. And what a great vanity setup you've got over here. So his and her space is right there. Really elegant styling. The wood in here, by the way, is absolutely perfect. It's magnificent. Everywhere I look, it's just beautiful. Let's say you have a problem though. Down the road, maybe you broke this or that or whatever it is. Newmar will still be able to make you an identical copy of that right there, or that. Doesn't matter. That's one of the beautiful things I love about Newmar. You can always go back and get original stuff from them. They have the most incredible cabinet shop you've ever seen. So if you ever get a chance to go out to Napanee, Indiana, by all means take the tour. It is worth it. So tons of space down below. 4 big drawers in this thing. There's a remote for the fan up overhead. And the shower in this thing, full tile all the way around. It's got the teak wood seat that folds down and dual shower heads. It's a really nice setup. All of the lighting in here, there's tons of accent lighting around, but everything works off of just push buttons in that particular zone. So very simple operation on this entire thing. And that being said, a lot of the lighting in this is actually accessible when you're laying in bed. There is switches straight up overhead. So you can lay flat on your back and operate all of these lights and other features from bed without even having to get up. king size bed in here. This is residential size, so if you wanted to change out the mattress to your preference, you certainly can. 2 extra chairs that fold up and match the dinette up front, so when you extend that table, you can seat 4 comfortably. And then down below here, we also have the accessories for the central vacuum cleaner system. Huge 6-drawer dresser built into this thing. Some overhead cabinet space as well on both sides. Very deep drawers. Got the Bose Wave radio system with the disc player in there. This is a tablet that's sitting in its little charging cradle, but you can lay in bed and do your surfing with that. And then large TV in the bedroom as well. If you look over here, the camera system on this thing, right now, we've got the camera on the front overhead cabinet looking back at us. So not sure if you can see me there, but you've got a slew of indoor and outdoor cameras on this thing, and we can cycle those through in a toggle position so that it's constantly moving and looking at I can remember how to do this. Do I hold it? I had this going earlier, but it'll toggle through each of the cameras inside and out as you go around. That's okay. I think since I turned the key back off, it had to reset itself. Power shades throughout in this entire unit. So, and they're all in the zone that they belong in. So here's our shades in the bedroom here, and then of course all of our lighting. You've got high and low dimmer controls on the lights right there. You've got shade controls from under the bed over there. Now that this full wall slide is out here right now, when we want to close off the bedroom area, the second door will come into play right there. So that's how we get full closure from the bedroom area here. So that being said, if you have guests that are staying up on the hide-a-bed air mattress up here in the front, they have their own bathroom to get to, you have your own bathroom to get to in privacy in between the two of you. This is a really beautiful residential size fridge, and I'm sorry I don't know the actual capacity on this. It's somewhere between 13 and 18. Didn't find the tag to, you know, do the math on the serial number, but a couple of things I love about this right here. The beeping noise I heard earlier told me that my freezer door here was slightly ajar, so a door warning switch. But it's got the ice maker built up here inside the thing, as opposed to a lot of the new ones now, the ice maker's down in the freezer area. And freezer space is at a premium. You really want to keep as much of that as you can. So having the ice and water in the door over here versus having to go into the freezer for your ice, I just find that a big plus. Now we do have a little storage area right here, but you notice we've got a Bose speaker. And they hide this so it's not clunky sitting out in the room in behind this louvered panel. There's another louvered panel in the galley over here in the corner. So that sits in behind there, giving your surround sound into this unit. So super nice in that regard. Full extension drawers for pantry space right here. And the half bath. So the half bath, like I had mentioned, can be for the guests that are up here sleeping at night, or this is easy access for the co-pilot to come back and use while you're in transit. So with our 2 slides in, you got a little space walking through. You got the articulated door, so it's not going to bang into the fridge when it opens up. And now you've got a restroom you can use while you're underway. So multi-function for that right there. Okay, so let's see. This little louvered panel, that's where the other speaker is up in here. Okay, so that's giving us that surround sound right there. And all of this solid wood feature in this thing is so nice. You've got really nice deep access in your drawers right here. So utensils over there. You've got a dishwasher. Give that a sec. There it goes. These dishwashers are fantastic. They work really, really well. They run quiet, and you know, just like at home, it's a good place to hide your dirty dishes until you get those done. I love this drawer. It's already spaced out for you with 5 compartments right there. So I figure you could probably put close to 100 salad forks in this left one over here. Little sponge drawer right there. Down below here, you do have another slide tray that comes out for easy access for things down below. You've got a designated spot here for your sink covers to slip in over there. And again, full-length drawers all the way down. This is pretty cool. This even has a lighted sink. You know, so there's an accent light switch for this, so you can have just your sinks lit up in this thing. I don't know, I find that pretty cool. Very deep storage over here for some of your pots and pans. Another slide tray, and more space down below over there. Let's call that the liquor cabinet, I guess. But an amazing amount of space in a small area right here. So very well set up kitchen area. Okay, so we do have the televator on this thing, so that large TV will deploy up and down right there. Remember I mentioned the power shades, so you got day and night shades on everything, all the way around, bedroom included. That is the full-size air mattress that comes out, so obviously adjustable air bed there. The table extends on the dinette right here, and those extra chairs can come out, so you can seat up to 6, I would say, on this thing, depending on the size of the people. You do have the freestanding lounge chairs in here. This piece back here is standard, and that's fixed to the wall and floor. But the previous owner opted for this second piece right here, and that opens up with storage in it. So kind of a nice feature. The front seats, of course, those will swing around and face this way. And I wanted to leave this out so I wouldn't forget to tell you that these have the massage feature on them. And it's pulse, wave, zigzag. So it's really nice having massage chairs built into this thing as well. Okay, I think that pretty well covers everything back in this area. Now, as we're looking up here in the front, we do have our solar controller over here. So the large solar array on this thing is keeping those 16 batteries topped off all the time. I can extend my door awning, which you may have seen when we came into this thing, from right there. And I've got the motorized wine guard antenna on this thing as well, so that can get your signal in nice and easy. That control over there is for those 2 Girard Nova 2 brand awnings that are on this thing, so you get full coverage down the entire patio on this. Or if you so desire, you can have just one deployed. And of course, for that matter, if it's not that kind of a day, you can have just the window awning deployed over here. So lots of options in that regard. Power blackout shades, power shades for day shades, they call those. Of course, power stepwell cover over here. This is something that you don't see on today's units, a little map pocket over here. And on our dash setup over here, we already have the phone hookup on this thing with Bluetooth, so you can answer your phone, very simple, going down the road. We can change our camera views on this thing. We have visor and shade controls, very easy to access right here. Overhead fans, 3-speed on those. One of the things that I thought was pretty cool here is You'll find many of today's units have the lever that you push over here so that you can adjust and kind of work your steering wheel where you want. Well, this one here has little switches behind the steering wheel right here that will extend up. You can change this while you're going down the road, make it really nice and easy to get it comfortable for you. It doesn't have to always be in the same spot. You can move that around and get it where you like it. So very nice. They make it cool for you to kind of change things up on the fly. Okay, so the Bendix system over here, that is both for your adaptive cruise and for obstacles that may be in the way. You can't see something down on the corner right here. It's going to light up red, flash, and beep at you if you're getting close to something right there. So before you hit it, you can go out and take a look and make sure you're going to be okay. Comfort Drive, many of you know what that is, but it's been one of the most popular additions that Newmar does on their high-end coaches for many years now. And that is different degrees of resistance in the steering right here. Automatic centering. When you let go of the wheel, it'll automatically bring itself back to center and helps hold you in the lane nice and center. So depending on how much control you have over it right here is how much it's going to react up here for you. It is one of the greatest things ever that I've seen come along, and I've been doing this a long time. I'll tell you, that is on the top 5 of the coolest things that's ever been invented in RV driving, in my opinion. Okay, so I mentioned that the previous owner put the CB in. That's down over here. And of course we do have automatic leveling jacks on this thing. We've got air ride dump, of course, or tag dump, so that when you're backing up you can dump that tag and not scrub your tires. And then your engine brake has 3 positions, high, medium, and low. And then of course the power window on this one. So lots of cool stuff. I know we've gone over a lot of stuff in a short amount of time right here, but there's a lot more to talk about on this, because this is the King Aire. This is the absolute top of the line unit for Newmar. I'd love you to contact me so that I can send you some stuff. You can certainly text me or call me on my cell phone at 714-809-4813, or you can email me if you like. But one of the things I would love for you to have if you're interested in this is the original brochure on this. Now this is just a printout, and I will be sending you a digital copy of it. It's part of the dealer resources we have as a dealer for Newmar. And I wouldn't mind sending you the original MSRP on this thing that has a list of all the factory options that this came with from the get-go. So lots of cool stuff, a lot to talk about on this thing. Please take the time to remember my name, Bill Hurtado, Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. This is a 2014 Newmar King Aire, model 4593, and it is really something you should consider looking at. This right now is a fraction of the price of a new King Aire, and it's amazing how many features are still the same right now. So thanks for watching. Looking forward to hearing from you, and have a great day. Thank you.